You are standing in your kitchen in late September, and something moves behind the curtain. A brown shape, flat, the size of a dime, crawls across the glass. You lean in. It smells like cilantro mixed with something rotten. Sickly, chemical, wrong. That smell will be inside your kitchen within hours if you do not act now. By November, you could have 40 of them clustered in the walls behind your stove. I am Haruto Sato. I have studied invasive insects for 20 years across 3 continents. The brown, marmorated stink bug, Haliomorpha hales, arrived in Pennsylvania around 1996, hidden in cargo. It has now spread to 47 states, and September is when your kitchen becomes its target. Here is what I am going to teach you today. A $2 spray bottle filled with dish soap and water kills every stink bug on contact. No chemicals, no poison, no mess. Just soap. By the end of this chapter, you will know exactly how to make it and use it. You will understand why the soap works when crushing fails. And I will show you the one mistake that releases the stink you are trying to avoid. Stay with me, because later I will reveal the timing trick that multiplies your kill rate tenfold. It changes everything about how you hunt them. Let me show you the method I use every September in my own home. First, you need a spray bottle. $1 at any dollar store or hardware shop. Fill it with 1 quart of water, roughly 32 ounces, whatever your bottle holds. Add 1 tablespoon of dish soap. Dawn works. Any dish soap works. Shake it gently. Do not make it frothy. You want a thin, even mist. This is not bleach. This is not pesticide. This is soap and water. The soap is a surfactant. It breaks down the waxy coating on the stink bug's body. That coating is how the insect breathes through tiny holes called spiracles. Soap strips that coating away. The bug suffocates within seconds of contact. Here is the critical part. You must spray it directly on the bug. Aim from close range, no more than 6 inches away. 1 full spray, enough to coat its entire body, kills it instantly. No defensive odor, no stain on your wall, just a dead insect you wipe away. Keep the bottle on your windowsill. The moment you see one, you spray. But where you spray matters as much as how you spray. That is what the next part teaches you. Now that you know how to kill them, we need to stop them before they find a way inside. You are standing outside your kitchen window on a warm August afternoon. The sun is hitting the south side of your house directly, and the glass is warm to your hand. This is the zone where stink bugs congregate. And I mean congregate, dozens of them, sometimes 50 or more on a single wall. The brown, marmorated stink bug, Haliomorpha hales, is cold-blooded, so it cannot generate its own heat. In late August and September, as nights grow colder, these insects hunt for warmth like refugees seeking shelter. South-facing and west-facing windows are their target. The afternoon sun bakes these walls to 90–100 degrees Fahrenheit. A stink bug landing on that warm surface is absorbing heat, priming itself to slip through any crack it finds. Here is what I do. I place a shallow aluminum roasting pan, the $2 kind, on the interior sill. I fill it with water and 1 teaspoon of dish soap, no more. The soap breaks the surface tension of the water, so any bug that lands in it drowns instantly. I set this trap right where the bug will crawl after it finds its way through the frame gap. Most windows have weather stripping that is 40 years old, or none at all. Gaps exist and the bugs know it. On a warm September afternoon, I position one trap per window on any exposure facing south or west. If the window is large, I use 2 traps spaced about 2 feet apart along the sill. The bugs are drawn to the light and the warmth, so they funnel toward the glass naturally. When they find the gap in the frame, and they will, they drop straight into the water below. Now, here is the detail that changes everything. One dead stink bug leaves a scent. That scent is an aggregation pheromone, a chemical signal that says, "Shelter found, come here." A single trapped bug draws more bugs to that very window, week after week. But there is a timing element I have held back, and it is the difference between catching dozens and catching hundreds. With your traps positioned at the windows, the next question is simple. When do you actually hunt? The answer changes everything about how many you will kill. I learned this 20 years ago, and it sounds counterintuitive at first. You want to attack at dawn, 5 to 7 in the morning. At that hour, the stink bugs are not the fast, evasive creatures you met in daylight. Their bodies are cold. The air temperature has dropped through the night, below 54 degrees Fahrenheit. A stink bug's nervous system slows dramatically. Below 41 degrees, the insect becomes nearly immobile. This is not a choice they make. It is physics. They are ectotherms, cold-blooded, so ambient temperature controls their entire metabolic speed. I call it the chill window, and it is the only leverage point that matters. You are standing at your south-facing window at 5:30 a.m. in late September. The clusters you positioned your traps for are still there, sluggish, huddled. A single spray pass kills a dozen in seconds because they cannot flee. In midday heat, that same pass kills 2, maybe 3, before the rest scatter. The kill rate difference is tenfold. I have measured it on my own windows. Here is why this timing is not obvious to most people. Stink bugs aggregate because shorter days and cooling trigger their overwinter instinct. But that same cooling makes them vulnerable in the hours before sunrise. They cluster on the glass because they need that surface to transition deeper into your walls. At dawn, they have not yet retreated into the voids where you cannot reach them. By 8 a.m., half of them have moved to crevices you cannot access. By noon, they are gone into the structure entirely until the sun warms them back out. So, the window closes fast. This is the only time you have full access to the congregation. On overcast mornings, the sluggishness lasts longer. You can hunt until 7, maybe 7:30. On clear, sunny fall days, you must move before 6, or they will be already warming. Every morning is slightly different. You learn to read the light. This is not a method you can automate or delegate. It demands your presence. The pheromone attraction we set up in the traps is only half the equation. What you do with those dead bugs in the next phase multiplies the effect far beyond what any trap alone can deliver. By week 2, you have collected your first dead bugs from the dawn patrol. Now comes the part I promised you, and it changes everything. I am going to tell you exactly what that dead bug does in your trap. Here is the truth I did not say at the start. When you crush a stink bug, it releases a foul stink, the defensive alarm. That smell is not the aggregation pheromone. It is a warning. But the dead bug itself, lying in your trap, still holds a signal. Its body carries surface chemicals and cuticular compounds that other bugs can detect. A stink bug investigating your window finds that dead one and reads it. Dead bug here means this site is good. Other stink bugs came. Other stink bugs stayed. That presence alone, that chemical residue on the exoskeleton, draws more bugs in. Within 48 hours of placing your first kills back in the trap, catch rates double. I have measured this dozens of times. The mechanism is aggregation, not alarm. Now, let me show you the whole path we just walked. You started with the soapy spray, the $2 kill method that avoids the stink. You positioned your traps on south and west windows, where the heat draws them naturally. You attacked at dawn, when they cannot flee, multiplying your kills by 10. And now, week 2 onward, you are using their own signal against them. Each dead bug becomes bait. Each trap becomes a congregation site. The bugs themselves build the lure. When you wake tomorrow morning, check your pan before you spray. You will see them clustered, some fresh arrivals, some from yesterday, all drawn by the signal. That cluster is the system working. That is the moment you know it is yours. Here is what I want to know. How many did you count in your pan this morning? Did the method hold through September and into early October on your side? I read every comment. Tell me what you found. Because you have just become the architect of a very small, very effective siege.